almost didn't get my Vlogmas video done today, which is why I am in the car for this video. So I am on the way to daycare pickup, but first I'm going to Chick-fil-A to get myself a Cobb salad for dinner. But anyway, I'll introduce myself. If you're new, I am Arlette Hardy, blogger and joy strategist from chasing-joy.com, and I am doing Vlogmas this year, and I've not missed any days so far, though. I think I started on the 2nd, but whatever. Since whatever day I started on, I have not missed any days. And today got away from me a little bit, and I realized I need to do this in the car, because if not, I'm going to be trying to do it when the kiddos are here, and that's going to be practically impossible. So this will be another quick one. Today for Vlogmas, I am talking about oh my gosh, I have to turn the heat on. My window is getting foggy. I hope it doesn't mess the sound up, but I am going to talk about things that I have learned since becoming a mom. I think it's 2 things, but there might be another. We'll see. So the first thing that I learned since becoming a mom is that whatever issues you have, even if you have resolved them and worked through them, they come back once you are a mom. And I don't want to say they're new issues. It's like a reoccurrence of the same issue, but from the perspective as a mother. So, for example, you guys who've been with me for a while know I lost both my parents already. So I lost my dad I was 29. And for my mom, it's the craziest thing. I am very good with birthdays, right? Remembering family members and friends' birthdays, but I guess because those are happy occasions. I cannot remember the dates that my parents died. I have to have it in my calendar. I have to look at the obituaries. Almost like my brain wants to do a dump and nope, we don't remember any of that. So off the top of my head this moment, I don't remember how old I was when my mom passed away. I think I feel like I was 36 or maybe just turned 37. But either way, I was an adult with both, but both, obviously that's a traumatic and major loss for, anyone who's lost their parents. And I went to therapy after both. After my dad died, I really struggled, and I went to a therapist, and I saw her for many years after we got through the grief counseling part. And then when my mom was headed towards the end of her life, I think she knew, and so she kind of pushed me why don't you sign up for some kind of therapy again? And I did the online therapy. I forget which one I was using, but it was good, and the therapist actually did some video calls with me when I really needed it. So, I felt I won't say, grief is something you kind of live with. You don't, in my opinion, you don't recover from it. But I felt like I got over the major hurdles of those events. And then I had a baby. And it was a whole brand new grieving process again, because now I'm experiencing it from the perspective of not having, parents to come stay with me. And I have my mom to come stay with me with a new baby that so many other, people get to have that experience. And now, experiencing my children growing into the realization that they don't have grandparents, even though we do have elders in our family who happily have, my aunts have come up for grandparents day and things like that. But it's not the same, and there's no replacement. You know what I mean? So it's like a whole new grieving process, and I was not expecting or prepared for that. So I'm just sharing that for anybody who's expecting to know, like, if whatever major kind of things you may have gone through in your life and feel like you've overcome, prepare yourself to kind of have to go through a healing process again, but through like a perspective as a mom. Another similar situation that I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about, but I had, there's some people that are in my life due to other people that are in my life. So, like, relatives of relatives that I had some issues with, that I had to really go through a process of forgiveness. And I did that. And you can go on my blog and read about this whole forgiveness exercise that I did. And it really worked. And it really freed me from some feelings of anger that I had for some people. And it was, an amazing thing. But the whole underlying reason, I guess, that I had to forgive these people definitely still made them be people that I don't trust. And fast forward, I become a mom, and now my mom senses are up, my mama bear tendencies are there, and now I find myself having to forgive these people all over again for the same stuff, because now I don't want to say I'm back to feeling angry, but like my guard is so much up, and I guess I'm kind of triggered in a way, because now not only do I not have trust on my behalf, but I also don't have trust on behalf of my kids. So it's like a whole nother thing. It's like I thought I worked through this, kind of thing. So that's been interesting, and no one had ever talked to me about that before. And when I was talking to my therapist this week, I mentioned it, she was like, yeah, definitely. So I don't think that I'm unique with that. So that was like a major thing that I learned with becoming a mom. The second thing that I learned, I feel like this video is a Debbie Downer. I hope not. But I try to keep things honest over here. So I'm just being honest. The second thing, I just realized I shouldn't turn here, because yesterday there was like all this traffic, and it made me almost late for daycare drop off. So but now I'm in the turning lane. Doggone it. The second thing, so the second thing that I wanted to mention that I've learned since having children is, do not judge other moms. Like, I try so hard now. Like, I try not to judge a mom for anything. I just always assume, unless I see someone outright, abusing a kid, which thank God I've never seen that. I just assume that I don't know their story. I don't know what's going on, and I just give the mom the benefit of the doubt that they are doing their best, because before you have kids, you imagine what kind of mom you're going to be. And I don't think I'm far from what I imagined, but I definitely do things that I didn't imagine, or like I didn't imagine that I would give my kids junk food and fast food as often as I do. I'm not proud of it, but it is a fact. I imagined myself being more playful with my kids than I tend to be. I imagine myself having more patience than I have at times. So, Before I had kids, like I thought that I thought that I would spank my kids because I grew up with, I got spanked. I maybe like only twice ever, but I thought that, oh, I'd probably do that. I don't do that. I realized that does not work for me, for us, which has made disciplining a lot more challenging because I'm, um, understanding more about, child development and whatnot. It's way different than you think it is, at least for me. I'm trying to think. There was something else that was kind of. Oh, this is kind of funny. I never imagined that I would put my kid on one of those little leashes, like where you have like you tie something to their wrist and tie it to you. I actually used a backpack for Baby Joy Chaser, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it for Baby Sister. And I remember being like a teenager in my 20s and like being like, oh my gosh, like that's their kid. It's not a dog. Why don't they just hold their hand? Like I remember thinking that, and I probably even said it to someone. Now, obviously, I would never have said it to a person who was using it, but I definitely remember thinking that. Man, I got that book bag with that little leash on there so quick when my son started, being a little independent because I wanted him to be safe, above any embarrassment, above, feeling like I woulda, shoulda, coulda, or I should just be holding his hand or carrying her. I just wanted him to be safe and not get too far away from me in public, So yeah, never imagined. So just so many different things that you just don't know until you know. And everybody's situation and circumstance is different. People don't want to let me get over here. Thank you. I didn't imagine that I would send my kids to daycare, both of them, as early as I have. Go ahead, car. But for my own sanity and rest needs, I have, and I'm a happier, better mom because of it. But I never imagined, that I thought I would keep them home with me as long as possible, basking in the glow of new motherhood. And really the glow of new motherhood is sweat and baby spit. It's good though, but I definitely use the daycare to help me show up as the best mom I can be. And I probably talked about that, in some other videos. So I just try not to judge, everybody's situation, circumstances, family type is different. So I just try not to judge any moms. I don't think I was too much of a judgmental person to begin with before motherhood, but I'm even less so a judgmental person now. Like, I just mind my business, and I assume that other parents are doing the best they can and have their kids' best interests in mind, even if they're doing things different than what I would do. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm sure I've learned like tons of things since becoming a mom. Some not so heavy. One of the first things I learned with Baby Joy Chasers is that babies make a lot of noise in their sleep. I did not know that. He was in the room with me in the little bassinet, and I was not getting any rest because every few minutes he'd be making little noises, and I would be nervous. Like, is he choking? Is there something wrong? Is he uncomfortable? Is he having a nightmare? I did not know that them little babies, when they're so teeny like that, can make so much noise in their sleep. So that was kind of like a lighthearted thing that I learned pretty early on and I put him in his own room at like 3 weeks so I could get some rest. Even I had to get up, go back and forth because obviously he wasn't sleeping through the night then. And then we traveled, and then after that he was like, nope, I'm back in the room with you, Mom. And then he was back in the room with me till, I don't remember how old, a few months older. But that's like a lighthearted thing that I learned. I learned, at least from my experience, that introducing cats to new babies is very similar to introducing dogs. I sent home, with my son, I sent home like a blanket and a little cap on his first little caps that he wore. I had my brother put it on the bed where my cats used to lay, so they could pick up on his scent and be ready to welcome him into, our family. And that worked well. I didn't do it the second go around just because of with COVID. I wasn't having visitors at the hospital, so there was no one to really do that. But also because I had 2 cats back. Guys, the video cut off, so that's telling me it's almost time for me to wrap this up. But I had 2 cats when I had baby Joy Chaser. I had Peanut and Buttercup, and Peanut was much more active and a rougher cat than Buttercup, so it was more so for him. Buttercup is a real sweet cat, and she will run away. So like that fight or flight, Peanut would fight, Buttercup will fight. So I wasn't as concerned, especially knowing how she is with my son and how she was with him. So that was like a good introduction. But yeah, I followed some of the same guidelines of when you are introducing a dog to new babies. So, but anyway, I'm at this Chick-fil-A. I'm about to order my salad. Pray that this line will move quickly and I don't have to rush to daycare drop off. But anyway, Vlogmas, I got my video done. I hope this wasn't like a Debbie Downer video, but I don't know. I feel like just at least the first point about things that you may have overcome kind of resurfacing, I think that's important to know, because if you've gone through like some major traumas, you might want to have a therapist lined up, just in case some things come to the surface that you weren't expecting. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you are a mom or dad, right? If you're a parent, what things have you learned since becoming a parent? Let me know. And also let me know some ideas of things you guys want me to talk about. I was thinking about doing a story time, but then I was like, I don't know what stories they want. I was like, maybe I'll do some dating stories because I have no shortage of those. So, but I don't know, y'all let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching and bye.